Have you wondered which part of the balance sheet tells you the real story? Are you sure you are checking right things in your balance sheet? Do you know the quickest way to spot red flag in your balance sheet? If these questions resonate with you, don't worry, you are not alone. Many bankers are facing some sort of confusion when they looked at the balance sheet. But the good news is that understanding the balance sheet doesn't have to be complicated or consuming. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can analyze the balance sheet in a very quick and practical way. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what you're looking for and why it's matter. So let's get started. We often get confused when someone comes to you and asking for the loan on the basis of balance sheet. So it is practically not possible to put entire data in the Excel format and start analyzing the balance sheet, especially when you interact with the party. Usually we have 10 to 15 minutes, and in 10 to 15 minutes you need to check what is the health of the balance sheet and take a decision whether we are going to proceed with or not. So I'm not saying you don't need to deep analysis of the balance sheet. Yes, it is. But before getting into deep, you need to have some mota idea what is the health of the balance sheet. Because when you're going to visit the unit, you must have the clear picture of the business. So visit is not just about to just a matter of compliance. You just go and ensure whether the unit is running or not. There are many more things that you need to ensure, that you need to check, that you need to look upon. So before getting into it, let me clear one thing. In this video, I'm not going to teach you the entire process how to analyze the balance sheet. I just want you to understand when you get the balance sheet for the first time from the party, what kind of major parameter that you need to check and what kind of question you need to ask from the party on the basis of balance sheet. So I believe there are 7 parameters that you need to exercise to understand the business model of the firm. So these parameters could be debt equity ratio, TO and TNW, stock cycle, debtor cycle, creditor cycle, current ratio, and DP limit. So let's understand these parameters step by step. Okay. So when you look at the balance sheet, first you need to check the firm का self investment कितना है. It means what is the margin of the firm out of the total liability of the firm. So now the question is how to calculate it. So इसको कैलकुलेट करने के लिए फर्स्ट यू नीड टू चेक कि फर्म का नेटवर्थ कितना है. अब नेटवर्थ मींस शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस. सो हियर यू कैन सी फर्म का कैपिटल कितना है 1 करोड़, रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस कितना है 2 करोड़. सो टोटल नेटवर्थ कितना हो गया फर्म का, दैट इज 3 करोड़. एंड यू आल्सो कंसीडर अनसिक्योर्ड लोन एज क्वासी कैपिटल अप टू द लेवल ऑफ नेटवर्थ ऑफ द फर्म. लेट्स से फर्म का नेटवर्थ कितना है 3 करोड़. सो यू कैन कंसीडर अनसिक्योर्ड लोन एज क्वासी कैपिटल अप टू दी लेवल ऑफ 3 करोड़. Here you can see फर्म का अनसिक्योर्ड लोन कितना है 2.5 करोड़. दैट इज दी लेस देन ऑफ नेटवर्थ ऑफ दी फर्म. We can consider entire amount of unsecured loan as quasi capital as a part of net worth of the firm. तो अब हमारे पास फर्म का नेटवर्थ कितना हो गया, दैट इज कैपिटल, रिजर्व एंड अनसिक्योर्ड लोन, दैट इज 5 crore 50 lakh, right? Here one thing I just want to clarify that if you are going to consider any unsecured loan as a part of quasi capital as a net worth of the firm, then first you need to check the detail of unsecured loan. If the unsecured loan reflect in the balance sheet are taken from family and friend without paying any sort of interest, then that amount you can consider as quasi capital as a net worth of the firm subject to equal to the net worth of the firm. And what if the unsecured loan is availing from financial and other financial institution? Can we treat as quasi capital? My answer would be no, because that amount would be considered as other side liability. The amount that has been taken from family and friend, that would be considered as quasi capital as net worth of the firm. So now talking about the first parameter, that is debt equity ratio. So the formula of debt equity ratio is quite simple. That is debt divided by equity. Okay. So as far as the equity of the firm is concerned, we have already calculated the equity, that is the net worth of the firm, that is 5 crore 50 lakh. So now talking about the debt of the firm. So here debt means long-term debt. Okay, so we have long-term debt in the form of long-term borrowing and unsecured loan. So unsecured loan, that is 2.5 crore. We have already considered unsecured loan as 2 crore. So now talking about the debt of the firm. So here debt means long-term debt. Okay, so we have long-term debt in the form of long-term borrowing and unsecured loan. So unsecured loan, that is 2.5 crore. We have already considered unsecured loan as 2 crore. part of net worth. So we are not going to consider as debt of the firm. Now we have 8 crore, that is the long term debt. So now we have the value of debt and equity. So we can calculate the value of debt equity ratio by putting the value in the formula. So here we get the value of debt equity ratio. The reason to calculate the debt equity ratio is to check the margin of the firm, that is कि पार्टी का सेल्फ इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना है फर्म. So 1.5 debt equity ratio is quite satisfactory as per the benchmark ratio. However, it could be slight differ from sector to sector, business to business, industry to industry, or bank to bank. So you can check accordingly as per the bank guide. Now second parameter is TOL by TNW. So first you need to understand what is TOL. TOL means entire liability reflect in the balance sheet excluding net worth or equity, that is secure loan, current liability, creditor and other, except this net worth, right? Now what is TNW? Basically it includes net worth of the firm, and if any intangible asset in the form of brand, goodwill, trademark, etc. So we need to deduct from the net worth of the firm. So here we don't have any intangible asset, so no need to deduct any amount, right? Now we have the value of TOL and TNW. So we can calculate it by putting the value in the formula. So here we get the ratio, that is 20 crore divided by 5 crore 50 lakh, that is 3.6, which is as per the benchmark ratio. Generally it does not exceed by 4. Again it's slight differ from industry to industry. So the purpose to calculate it to check the share of the firm out of total liability, just like a debt equity ratio, but in a broad sense. Now talking about the third parameter, that is stock cycle. So इसके लिए first you need to check कि firm की sales कितनी है and उसके against firm के पास stock कितना है. So you can get the detail of the sales of the firm from the profit and loss account, and as far as the stock of the firm is concerned, you can get the detail of stock from the asset side of the balance sheet. Here you can see in profit and loss account firm की sales कितनी है 30 करोड़ and firm का closing stock कितना है, that is 7 करोड़ 50 लाख. सो अगर आप मैथमेटिकली कैलकुलेट करोगे देन यू विल फाइंड कि जो 7 करोड़ 50 लाख का स्टॉक है वो सेल्स का 25%, इट मींस 1/4, राइट? सो व्हेन यू कन्वर्ट इट इन द मंथ देन सिंपली देयर आर 12 मंथ इन अ ईयर, सो इसका 1/4 कितना हुआ, दैट इज 3 मंथ, राइट? इट मींस फर्म के पास थ्रू आउट द ईयर 3 मंथ का स्टॉक अवेलेबल रहता है. सो ड्यूरिंग द बजट यू नीड टू चेक एट द यूनिट कि फर्म के पास 3 मंथ का स्टॉक अवेलेबल है या नहीं. यू आल्सो चेक कि फर्म का बिजनेस मॉडल क्या है, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं उतने स्टॉक की जरूरत ही नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ द पार्टी इज एंगेज इन फ्रूट एंड वेजिटेबल बिजनेस और अदर काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस वेयर नो नीड टू होल्ड इन्वेंटरी फॉर अ लॉन्गर टाइम एंड स्टिल देयर आर ह्यूज स्टॉक आर अवेलेबल, इट मीन समवेयर द स्टॉक आर स्टक. समटाइम ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एज पर द बिजनेस मॉडल देयर इज अ नीड टू होल्ड मोर इन्वेंटरी, बट एट द टाइम ऑफ बजट you find a very nominal stock. So you need to check the things in this way as well and ask the question from the party accordingly. Now talking about the debtor holding period. It is just like a stock cycle. Here you can see the value of debtor, that is 6 crore. So when you compare the value of debtor with total sales of the company, then you will get मोटा idea कि firm की debtor cycle क्या है, उसकी holding period क्या है. As we have the value of debtor is 6 crore again 30 crore sales of the firm. It means debtor is 20% of the sale, that is 1/5 of the sale. So when you convert it into the month, you will get the holding period in the month. So here the holding period of debtor is 12/5 equal to 2.4 months. So when you convert in a day, it would be around 73 days. So this is your debtor holding period. Same way we can calculate creditor cycle. Here in the liability side, you can see the value of creditor, that is 5 crore, right? So the value of creditor is 1/6 of the total sale. It means 2 months, that is 60 days. So the creditor holding period would be 2 months, right? So these are the important cycle that you need to look upon, especially when you visit the unit with the party, because on the basis of it, you will get the clear picture of the firm. I tell you how. First, you try to relate the holding period with the respective model and ask the question from the party कि boss आपने तो बोला था you will get all the payment in advance and some payment you will take around 30 days, but in your balance sheet is showing 73 days, which is quite longer. And same way, you also told me कि you just made all the payment in advance, but your creditor cycle is showing around 60 days. So why is showing higher side? So try to understand the business model of the firm and take the action accordingly. And same way, you can ask the question about the holding period of the stock. So it could be higher side or lower side. So you can discuss with the party in this way as well. Okay, so now talking about the current ratio. So इसके you need current asset and current liability. Here you can see in the balance sheet कि firm की current asset कितनी है. So these are the current asset of the firm, that is stock, debtor, cash in hand and other current asset, that is 17 crore 60 lakh. Now talking about the current liability. Here we have current liability, that is short term borrowing, that would be in the form of CC limit, creditor and other. So that is 12 crore. Apart from it, the one-year installment of the principal amount of the secured loan taken by the firm would also be part of the current liability. Here now you must be thinking why we are considering only principal amount, why we are not considering the interest amount charging on the loans. I tell you why. Because it is a part of the profit and loss account. So it is considered as expenses, right? Since we are taking some मोटा idea, not exactly, so we can assume कि जो ये secure loan है 8 करोड़ का, इसका average tenure will be considered as 5 years, because some of the loan repaid in 2 years and some of them will be repaid in 7 to 10 years. So we can consider मोटा कि 5 years, right? So 5 year के हिसाब से when you calculate the installment, then it would be 30 lakh per month. जो 12 month के हिसाब से हो गया 160 lakh something. So now we have the value of current liability, that is 30 crore 60 lakh, that is 12 crore plus 1 crore 60 lakh. Now we have the value of both assets, so you can simply calculate by putting it in the formula, that is 70 crore 60 lakh divided by 30 crore 60 lakh. So you will get the 1.3 current ratio. So standard current ratio होता है 1.3 and above, so it is quite satisfactory. Again, it's slight differ from business to business. So now last parameter है drawing power. So if the party is approaching you for proposing CC limit, then you also need to check कि firm की DP कितनी है. So DP calculate करने के लिए you need stock, debtors and creditors. So we have the value of stock, that is 7 crore 50 lakh, and the value of debtor is 6 crore. Considering the age of debtor is 90 days. You can also confirm from the party कि whatever you are showing the data in the balance sheet, that are up to 90 days or not. Here we have the value of creditor, that is 5 crore. Now it is quite simple to calculate DP limit. You just add the value of stock and creditor and deducted the value of creditor. So here you get the value of total paid up stock, that is 8 crore 50 lakh. So after considering margin of 25%, which could be differ from bank to bank, so you will get the DP limit. So here we have 6 crore 37 lakh. So इसके against when you look at the CC का utilization, that is 6 crore. So that is the within the limit. It is quite satisfactory, right? So these are the critical parameters that you need to exercise before taking any proposal in your consideration. I hope this video has made balance sheet analysis more simpler and approachable for you. Remember, as a banker, understanding the key component of the balance sheet is not just about the crunching number. It is all about the making informed decision that can minimize risk and maximize opportunity. So if this video is found helpful, don't forget to share, like and subscribe to the channel for more insightful information into the banking.